Hey guys, it's Leviatros. Welcome to Living Off One More Dollar Each Day. Today is day $3. So that means I have $3 to budget for food for the entire day. And I started off a bit later than usual. A friend invited me to hang out in the morning, and I was like pretty hungry, but I was like, I'll just go to Aldi afterwards and be able to take care of it. And I looked around, and today it was pretty nice because I had like actual viable options that I could choose from rather than just figuring out what will work. And I knew already, I had noticed yesterday, you can buy a dozen eggs for $2.79 before tax. So I could afford to actually have a dozen eggs, which I thought was gonna be a lot later in the series before I could afford that. And so that was kind of what I was planning to get. But the thing is, I don't have any oil or any other type of like non-stick material. So if I cook the eggs, I have to only use water basically. I'm afraid that's just gonna like destroy the eggs in the process of trying to cook them. So I was a little wary about that, but I still felt like a dozen eggs is going to be a pretty good option for the full day. Because being able to eat four 3 egg omelets for the entire day is definitely going to leave me with enough food. But I was kind of looking around seeing what other options there might be. And I noticed that you can get breakfast sausage, a whole tray of them, for like $2.59. So I was pretty set on the breakfast sausage links, and that was what I was like really certain I was going to be getting. I did look around to see if there's anything that was worth like that cost like 50 cents that I could use to add on to the breakfast links. But it seemed like that's about it. And I think a whole tray of sausage links is gonna be pretty decent, so wasn't too upset about it. But as I was looking around, I found one item that I was pretty surprised by the price of. It was on clearance for like half price almost. It cost a little more than half price, but surprisingly close. Now, like I said, I was really set on those breakfast sausage links. That's what I had already accepted was going to be the food for the day. But I noticed an entire Tyson bag of chicken for $2.59 before tax. And I thought this was like spicy like buffalo wing bites or something like that, but they're actually orange chicken, even though it says hot orange. It's like you get at like a Chinese restaurant. And that sounds pretty good. It seems like something I would be pretty satisfied eating in general. And so being able to get this entire bag for like less than $3, I was like, I gotta go with this. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm a little bit embarrassed by how excited I am about eating a bag of chicken, like nuggets, basically. But I'm really looking forward to this. And it's already like 5:30 p.m., so I basically don't really have to ration this out for the rest of the day. I basically can eat this entire thing right now and probably be fine. I think I will split it up though. I think I'll eat like half of the bag now and then the other half like before bed. I know you're not supposed to eat before bed, before you go to sleep, but the last few nights I've been having trouble sleeping, and so I don't want to go to bed like a little bit hungry, but like it'll be fine, and then be up for a few hours and then be really hungry and trying to go to sleep at that point. So I think today I'm actually going to be pretty content. Part of me felt a bit skeptical because it kind of sounded too good to be true to get this entire bag for $2.59. I was looking at the cooking instructions and it says cook in a pan that's covered with 2 tablespoons of water. I was like, you're speaking my language. I can do water. I can also do the air fryer, which I think I'll try like half and half and see how they are. But I was like so relieved that this is actually something I can cook properly, and I don't, something's changed in me in the last few days that this like bag of food, I'm like, it's such a bounty, such a bountiful harvest that I won't go hungry for a day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. All right, guys, I went with the covered skillet approach that it said was preferred for cooking it. So one ruined pan later, here's my nice orange chicken. This is looking surprisingly appetizing. I'm a little disappointed that's not breaded because I would prefer that, but again, for like 2.59 for like basically two of these, I cannot really complain. And normally I would have like eaten one of the pieces from the pan to make sure that's cooked, but I want to do the first bite on camera. So hopefully it's cooked through. Let's give it a taste. Okay. I was a little questionable about the lack of breading, but it's really tender, surprisingly juicy. And if I couldn't look at it, it does taste like standard orange chicken. It is a bit spicy. I'm feeling like a little bit of the heat, but I'm definitely not worried about it. It's not going to slow me down at the moment. But yeah, with it not being bread, it kind of looks like something I could make because it just looks like diced up like chicken breast tossed in a pan, but it still tastes pretty good. This feels like the most non-compromising meal I've had so far. Eating this and then like another batch of it, I feel like I'm gonna be pretty full for today. I just finished scarfing down that plate of chicken, and it was pretty good. I would have preferred, like I said, if it was breaded, but for the price on clearance, you really can't complain. I feel like it's something at that price I would get it again, even if when I have like a however much I care to spend on groceries. I feel like that was definitely the right move with being in Aldi with $3 in my hand and trying to eat for the day. For tonight, I'm gonna finish off the bag of the orange chicken, and it's 10 p.m., so I think hopefully I should be able to get through the rest of the night, go to bed, and in the morning be able to buy some more food. And after I ate the first batch, I did get hungry like 30 minutes later. If only I knew that there's some like trend that Chinese food you might get hungry soon again. But hopefully this will be enough to get me through until I at least fall asleep. And so I've been pretty hungry throughout the day, even though I did have like an entire bag of chicken like this. But it's not too bad, I guess, overall, but definitely not comfortable. The food itself is good though. Hopefully tomorrow I can get something that's a bit more filling long term. So in summary, I used my $3 to buy one bag of Tyson hot orange boneless chicken bites for $2.59, leaving me with 41 cents in change. If I'm allowed to use this change for the rest of the series will be determined tomorrow based on the votes saying I am allowed to or not, so we'll find out then. In terms of leftover food, there's none, so tomorrow I'll be starting with $4 and potentially the change from the previous days, but no other food. Subscribe if you want to get notified when that goes live, and stay updated with the series as I go through this journey. But either way, thanks for watching, I truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.